Sometimes I don't feel like a bodybuilder. I've gone through quite a few phases in my bodybuilding career, my very, very short bodybuilding career. All of one show under my belt, um, where I was left feeling unsatisfied, even though I showed up for myself every single day, day in and day out. So I guess this is for anybody who is having a tough time. My body has been fighting us most of the time, and sometimes it makes me sit back and think if this is actually something that's meant for me. And I think that's why I have a hard time saying I'm a bodybuilder. Because I can live the lifestyle, I can show up day in and day out, and sometimes it feels like my body doesn't want to play our game. I didn't even know if I was going to make it through my first prep. My body showed a lot of resistance through many, many phases. We tried so many things. And the fact that I got through my first bodybuilding prep meant more to me than anything in the world, because the second I started this journey, I was hooked. And I think it's tough coming to terms with the fact that I don't know if another prep is in the cards for me. And it might sound dramatic. I might be overthinking. I might be jumping the gun. I might be counting my chickens before they hatch. But I think the most realistic thing I can do right now is just take it one day at a time and understand that these last 3 years, I've given it my all, regardless of the outcome. I think regardless of if I ever step on stage again, I know that I gave it my all, even through the speed bumps, even through the resistance that my body has shown us. And I think it's important that we talk about these things because all we see on social media are the highlight reels of what prep looks like and everybody going through their preps and winning their pro cards or winning their shows or just having this smooth, successful, beautiful looking prep from the outside. But we don't talk enough about the failures along the way. We don't talk enough about being able to show up for yourself, do everything and anything underneath the sun to be successful, and still have that possibility that it's not enough. And so I think all that this is for me is just coming to terms and having an understanding that I don't know what the future holds. I never knew what the future held. But I love this lifestyle so much and I want this so bad. My body has given us so much resistance through so many different phases, like I had mentioned. When I first started with my coach back in 2022, we went through a mini cut at one point and my body stopped responding. We pulled out of the mini cut, brought my calories back up, just kind of recomped, was very mild with our protocols. And then we got to a place where we thought it would be good for me to prep. I was able to successfully prep, but 3 weeks out from my first show, my body stopped responding again. So we had to pull back and reevaluate. But this was one of the things where the first show that I had chosen was not an NPC show. I competed at Summer Shred in Houston. And the whole reason that I wanted to compete was to get a feel for it, figure out if this was something I wanted to do, figure out if this was a lifestyle that I wanted to pursue. So one thing about Summer Shred shows is they are only so often. I had signed up for the last one of the year, so it wasn't really an option to push the show back, especially 3 weeks out after I had already purchased my plane tickets. I had purchased my spot in the show. I had purchased the Airbnb. I had invited all of my friends, all of my family. So there was no turning back. I did the show, felt like I left unfulfilled. I left gains on the table. I could have shown up with a better package. But at the end of the day, we did the best with what we had. And I was reversing out of that show. Didn't reverse properly, I would say. It wasn't the worst reverse in the world. I didn't gain 40 pounds in a week. But considering how sensitive my body was and how hard it was for us to even get there, I did not reverse perfectly by any means. And at that point in time as well, my hormones were tanking. We tried literally just about everything except getting on thyroid medication because we wanted to do everything that we could to fix my body as naturally as we could. And so I ended up spending a large majority, if not all, of 2024 in a body that I was not comfortable in. In August of 2024, my now husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, proposed. And we had plans to get married. We just got married this August. And I knew that in the forefront of my mind, my first goal or my first priority was I needed to look good for my wedding. So I spent the rest of 2024 in a body that did not feel like mine. Got up to the heaviest weight I've ever been, at the worst body composition I've ever had. We just took as much time as we needed to take a step back from putting my body through the stress of dieting. By the end of 2024, I was 160 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it was a lot on my frame. I was having aches and pains. I was out of breath walking up the stairs. None of my clothes fit me. I felt so uncomfortable. I felt so insecure. But I knew that the discomfort was necessary, and the only way to get through it was to just get through it. There was no going around. There was no other option. The beginning of 2025 rolled around. My weight had finally stabilized. Food was in a really good spot. My blood markers were not wonderful, but better than they had been in the past. And so we spent most of this year dieting down for my wedding. I've lost 25 pounds this year, and this is the best I've ever looked, the best I've ever felt. But I know that there's more. I'm currently reversing out of that diet right now. I've been reversing for 5 weeks. Food is coming up slowly, steadily. My output has gone down, which is a good thing. I just got blood work again for the second or third time this year, and my blood work didn't come back the way that we were hoping. I don't have any official feedback just yet, but I was looking at my blood work when it came in. I just got it the other day, and my thyroid is still underactive, which has been the trend, I guess. So all of that to say, I don't know what the future holds. My goal was to be able to step back on stage in 2026, but at this rate, I need to be able to healthily reverse. I need to be able to get my body back into a state to respond. I need to be able to get my body back into a state to be able to grow. Because while, yes, I look the best that I've ever looked right now, I do not look anywhere near the caliber of a national level competitor. And I think the reason that all of this is so hard for me is because my ultimate goal after stepping off of stage in 2023 was I was hooked and I said that I want to turn pro. I know that I have the willpower. I know that I have the determination. I don't know if I have the genetics. We haven't stepped on on a national stage. But I know I have the mentality. And if all I needed was the mentality, I can turn pro. And I think that's why all of this is so tough for me, is because I am sold on this vision and I will do whatever it takes to get where I want to go. I am stubborn. I am driven. I get what I want. But all of this is forcing me to slow down and take this one day at a time. I've wanted to talk about timelines with my coach, and he's very realistic. He's been on my side this entire way through. I have been with the same coach. We have done so many great things together. I have no doubt in my mind that anything would be different if I worked with any other coach. We have gone to the ends of the earth, tried everything you could possibly think of to get my body in a state to respond. But this is just the hand I've been dealt. And that's why this is so tough, is because I want this so badly, but I can't change anything. I don't know if I'm going to be stepping on stage in 2026. I don't know if I'm ever going to step on stage again. The best thing I can do between now and whenever that time is, if that time ever comes, is continue doing what I'm doing. Keep showing up. Keep showing up without expectations, which is very tough. I am very timeline driven. I'm very data driven. I am very much intrinsically motivated to continue on this journey. I have no external motivation as to why I would want to continue this journey. I just love it so much. I think it's so much fun. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome to have something to work towards. I think one of my downfalls is I always want more. And maybe it's not a downfall. I think I have very high expectations for myself, but I also need something to focus on. If I don't have a goal aligned, if I don't have a goal in my mind, I tend to lose interest. And I think having a goal that feels almost unattainable is fun. I think that pushing myself past any limit that I've ever even thought about reaching is fun. I think all of this journey together has been fun. It's taught me so much about myself. It's taught me that I can literally do anything that I put my mind to. I have the potential to take my life wherever I want to take it. I'm willing to tackle things that I've never even been a part of before. The fact that I can see myself turning pro based off of doing one show that wasn't even a NPC show, I think it says a lot about how much this journey means to me. But I don't know where the future is going. I don't know where this goes next. I'm excited for the future, but I'm nervous for the future. I think I'm riding this till the wheels fall off. I have no hesitation I have no reason to stop now, but I think that one shift that is happening slowly, but it's happening, is living this lifestyle without expectation. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know if I'm going to step on stage again. And I think that's a reality that I need to come to terms with. But all of that to say, bodybuilding is not always sunshine and rainbows. This life doesn't always give us exactly what we want, exactly when we want it. And the only way to get through the hard days is to continue to show up and know that one of these days is going to be brighter than the last. So if you take nothing away from this video, it's to continue showing up regardless of the outcome. Continue showing up and do things that you love, do things that fulfill you, set goals that scare you. Because at the end of the day, what is this life if you never even tried?